What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I want to give you guys a very quick update on SPY and break down a couple of other things. Let me first say that I am not a financial planner. Take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link. The offer ends very soon, in just about 12 hours. If you deposit $500, you're guaranteed 20 free stocks. Anyways, when it comes to the market, it's very, very boring right now. If you look at SPY, it's been stuck just trading sideways for the last couple of hours. It didn't really move much. We had this little drop here before it made a recovery. It could be trying to make a recovery attempt right here if we try to bounce off our 50 EMA, off this 507.4 area. So watch and see how we close for the last 15 minutes. I think that's going to be a lot more exciting. And we'll see if this thing gets a bounce or not. But overall, it's just been very slow, very sideways, not good for people trying to play short-term options, and very boring. So it might just remain very choppy for today. And we'll see which way it breaks. If you lose this 50 EMA, I could see it sink a little bit lower towards 507. If that fails, let's watch 506.5 as some micro levels. If we bounce off this, we could try to make a recovery. Watch and see where we try to bounce at. Otherwise, we're just going to continue to chop. Very, very boring day. For Tesla, this is even worse. Tesla ended up sinking down to 198. It's just been trading sideways since. Watch resistance at 201.32. Otherwise, it's just been stuck within this range, and it may just continue to be stuck in this range as well. I actually have SPY's chart right here. You can see how it's trying to recover a little bit, but then for Tesla, it's just the same thing essentially. Very, very sideways price action, at least for the last couple of hours. We had this triple top that was forming, and we still have this bigger range right here between 198 and 205. Tesla could also remain in that range for some time, so we'll see what happens. Just a couple more. If you want to look at SoFi, this is showing some more life. It's been trading very, very sideways right here. It did try to bounce off that 8.8 area to get back to 9, which is the target we had. So we did predict 9 properly, but overall it's just trading kind of sideways, descending a little bit. We could be watching this 200 EMA to be tested at 8.94, but otherwise it's very, very boring. Supermicro, nice push. It actually got up to almost 900. Now it's coming back down. Our support to watch for is going to be around 850, followed by 839. So far, it's just been stuck. I mean, just look at the last few hours. Back and forth, back and forth. Very boring. So it could descend a little bit, but overall, I don't expect too much. Palantir is no different. A little drop here and just sideways price action. I'm just seeing this throughout the markets. Apple is showing some weakness, however. It is trading sideways, but we're actually below 180. So if you want to see this thing close above 180 to be in a decent place, otherwise it's not going to look too good. So just be kind of careful with Apple as it's still continuing to sell off. For the IWM, the IWM Russell 2000, this is kind of boring. It's been trending sideways, but now we're losing our 200 EMA, so it could sink a little bit more. Going to be looking for a move back down to about 202.9 if we end up sinking. It is starting to do so, so we're seeing some weakness there. QQQ as well. If we look at the QQQ, we had this nice recovery that was made before it came back down, so it might just remain range bound. Watch support right now at 437.7. If we lose that, there's 437.5 and then 436.5. Overall, it's still holding the 50 EMA, not looking too bad. For Nvda is just trending sideways. It's trying to hold above the 50 EMA at 791.32, and overall, it's still kind of stuck here. We'll see how it does. I mean, once again, it's just range bound, may just remain this way. If we lose this 50 EMA, I could be looking for a move back down to about 785. But otherwise, it's just going to likely stay like that. Microsoft, it's the same thing. Microsoft is showing more strength than the others out there. As long as we hold this 20 EMA at 409.4 and also 408.89, I could see this thing try to hold up and get very close to 410 all over again. If that breaks, 412 is next, so it's showing more strength. AMD is different. This thing has been running very nicely after bullish news came out. Going to be looking for a push, and we could actually see this thing ultimately run to a much better level. With this breakout, it's outperforming the market greatly. We're going to be looking for a test of about 192.5. If that breaks, I'll be watching 195, so it's showing some strength. Not bad whatsoever. The VIX is coming down a little bit. Not really much is going on with it. It's about to get a bullish cross in the PPO, but overall it's been on a downtrend. So I'm not seeing much for it. It's still kind of stuck and kind of range bound. So a little bit boring, at least from this end. So there's not really a whole lot going on with it. I'm going to go over just a couple more. For Google is still kind of trading sideways, not really doing much right now. It's just stuck in this 138 area. It's been stuck between 138.5 and 137.8. So it's very range bound, very boring. How about Amazon? Amazon's trying to uptrend. It's showing some more life compared to the others. We actually got a nice bounce off 173. We are chopping a little bit, but showing some strength. So we'll see if Amazon can try to break above 175.3. If it breaks that, I could be looking for a push in a tighter level. 175.5 is coming next, then 177 if we break that. Overall, not looking too bad. And Meta's trying to recover right now. As long as this thing holds above 488, I could see this thing pushing for 491 all over again. So let's see if we get a nice push. Overall, we're looking pretty darn good. Anyways, that is it for the main tickers I typically talk about. I want to just go over some data real quick. Looking around, I'm not seeing much. I just see some Fed speakers. Nothing else is really too significant. So it's just going to be a quiet end of the day. Not much data is coming out. Just a couple more Fed speakers, and that's pretty much it. For tomorrow, there's no data coming out during the pre-market, so we'll see how the market responds to the PMI report and more manufacturing data. Then we also have a bunch of Fed speakers throughout the day. We have a bunch of them actually after we have the Michigan Consumer Sentiment Report. We have Logan, Waller, Bostic, and just a bunch of Fed speakers throughout the day, like 5 or 6 of them. And we'll see what they end up saying. I'll be watching all of that very carefully. So all of this is kind of like setting us up for, I think, what's about to come. We're getting very close, to March. March is going to be very important as we're going to be approaching the FOMC meeting soon. We also have CPI in about 2 weeks. So there's not much else coming out. Get ready for tomorrow. There's going to be more data alongside more Fed speakers, and then we'll see how it goes from there. Excuse me, guys. I apologize. So with that being said, thank you all so much for listening. The last thing I can really tell you about a day like this is if you're holding like really short-term options, right? If you're holding options that expire today or something like that, you could get struck by data decay because it's not a good day to be holding options for too long when you have very, very short-term positions or a position that's about to expire in a very short period of time. So the best thing I could tell you is that on a day like this, I wouldn't have entered like a really, really short term position. I mean, I could have if I do anticipate a big move to come, but if I see the market just remaining very sideways and it's very indecisive, I like to just be a little bit patient, just scalp here and there, but not really do a whole lot. I like to wait for better entries, better moves when the market becomes a lot more clear. The market's just in this consolidation phase, so it's just getting ready for another big move later on, but it may be delayed until like either tomorrow or next week. So with that being said, SPY has a lot of puts expiring, so that's part of why I think it's going to try to hold up at least a little bit. It doesn't have to close way higher than where it currently is. It could close very close to where we are. So I'm not really expecting anything too insane. Get ready for close. I think that's going to be a lot more volatile, a lot more crazy. So we'll see how that goes. But with that being said, thank you all so much for listening. Please be very careful on days like this. This is when the market likes to take money from people like you and me. So be patient, do what you have to do, and I'll see you guys very soon on the next one. Thank you for listening, and peace out.